Suresh Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
You're always the first one to join.
Seems like everybody is celebrating Father's Day, Prabhu.
Today's Father's Day, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, I have no idea. Okay. Now, Suresh Prabhu, I
Uh-huh.
was thinking, when should we start in person? Should we start from next month?
In August, Prabhu. July is a bit busy month for me.
August is better, huh?
August onwards, usually I'm free.
Okay. Okay. So should we plan like that? Should we ask all the other devotees also if we start in August?
Yeah, August, because July, Prabhu, a lot of people travel. Even I'm planning to travel
Okay.
just for like weekends, going here and there.
Yeah, okay.
August
Yeah.
again, like some people still August is summer, right? Again, September, everybody will come back to home and they will be home because the school starts.
Mhm. Mhm.
But for me, it doesn't matter. Probably once in a while, I just travel. But most of the times, I'm available actually, even July also.
How is the COVID situation if we are thinking in person? How do you think is the time?
COVID situation, Prabhu, like in America, like most of Desi community, it's like it's not affecting that much. We
Okay.
are just doing normal everything.
Mm, okay. Is work in person now or not yet?
Work in person, Prabhu, in September we will know, like in July, August we will know, but still it's not going to be fully open for most of the companies. Even for GM, Ford, Chrysler, probably they will ask us to come like 2 days a week to office. The remaining 3 days either
Work
work
from
from
home.
home or we go to our supplier's place or client, whatever it is.
Okay. Yeah, just thoughts are going on. I thought let me take some feedbacks and see what you think. Okay, let's think. Let's wait for a few more weeks and we'll bring the discussion up back again.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, we can maybe begin now. In the meantime, others can join. Maybe I can do some small 5 minutes speaking, so devotees will have time. Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. शिला प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर भक्तवृंद की जय, गौर प्रेमानंद हरि हरि बोल। Okay, we are continuing on Brahmaji's request for next life. Om Agyantimirandhasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurumilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Mukham Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langaiti Girim Yat Kripata Maham Bande Shri Guru Dina Tarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya De Shatavine. Okay, uh, we are continuing our discussion on Brahmaji's prayers. We saw that Brahmaji wanted to test Krishna. He stole Krishna's cowherd boys and calves, and Krishna manifested himself with equal number of cowherds, boys, and calves, and that gave lot of pleasure to the cows and the elderly gopis. Um, because somehow they were loving their own children as much as they love Krishna. So their desire to have Krishna as their child was fulfilled in this way. And then when Brahma came back, he saw all the cowherd boys and calves manifested into Vishnu form. And they were worshipped by individual Brahmas and they have their own universal covering around them. So that was quite um, um, revealing to Brahmaji when the Lord revealed his divinity to Brahmaji. So Brahmaji took a humble position. He repented. We saw last week. Repentance is very good for progress in spiritual life. He repented that, my Lord, I have made a mistake. Uh, please forgive me. And now we are continuing. We saw many prayers. We are continuing the prayers. My dear Lord, so this is Brahma. Krishna is still standing there with yogurt rice in his hand, acting as if he doesn't know what is going on. But Brahma bowed down to him with his four hands, and with folded hands he is offering prayers. And he is telling, my dear Lord, I therefore pray to be so fortunate that in this life as Lord Brahma, or in another life, wherever I may take my birth, I may be counted as one of your devotees. So Brahma's prayer is, whether in this life or next life, let me be counted as one of your devotees. I pray that wherever I may be, even among the animal species, I can engage in devotional service to your lotus feet. So Brahma is really very eager to serve Krishna and to engage in devotional service. So he is telling ki whichever my next birth be, Brahma is also a position. So right now he is um, kind of the supreme person of the universe in a way, the creator. But next life he can be something else. So he is praying, wherever I may be in my next birth, let me engage in your devotional service. And Brahma has no problem even if he takes birth in among the animal species, as long as I can engage in devotional service. So he is regarding devotional service to the lotus feet of Krishna as so high. Now, Brahmaji's appreciation for Vrindavan. So, Brahma understood Krishna's divinity and It is so difficult even for Brahma to access Krishna. So Brahma got a thought, how fortunate are these gopas and gopis that and these cows and calves with whom Krishna is playing. They don't know who Krishna is. He is Supreme Personality of Godhead. He expanded himself into unlimited Narayan forms. I saw them. And he's dealing with these villagers, these Rajvasis, as if he's their lover and friend and son, and he goes and he plays and he eats with them. So how fortunate is their position? So Brahmaji developed some appreciation for these Brajvasis. So he said, "O Almighty Lord, how greatly fortunate are the cows and ladies of Vrindavan." So cows and ladies of Vrindavan are elders. So um, okay, let's continue. The nectar of whose milk you have happily drunk to your full satisfaction. So now this is something unique. Hmm. This is something unique in Vrajvasis. Now see, Krishna at this point of time is 5 years old. Usually, babies drink mother's milk maybe for 1 year, but here in Vrindavan we see that even after 5 or 6 years, these cowherd boys they are drinking mother's milk, and the calves are drinking cow's milk. Usually, after first few months, the calves don't drink. So in Vrindavan, because they have the Vrajvasis have, it is said that the elderly gopis and the cows have so much love for Krishna that milk constantly flow from their bodies. So this is like um, this is so the cowherd boys and the calves was stolen at the age of 5. 1 year passed because Brahma just went up and came down, and it was already 1 year past, and now Krishna is already 6 years old. So he is telling the nectar of whose milk you have happily drunk to your full satisfaction. All the cows, because everybody became Krishna. So he drank the milk from all the gopis, elderly gopis, motherly gopis, and all the cows to your full satisfaction, taking the form of their calves and children. All the Vedic sacrifices performed from time immemorial up to the present day have not given you as much satisfaction. So Brahma, Shiva, Indra, they all engage in Vedic sacrifices, and those sacrifices are meant to serve Vishnu, serve the Lord. So Brahmaji's appreciation for Rajvasis, he's telling, you have drunk their milk from motherly gopis and the cows. It has given you so much satisfaction that for ages, the sacrifices that we are doing to please you, um, it's not that much like the pleasure these gopis and the cows have given you. So this is Brahmaji, it takes a spiritual advancement for one to appreciate the position of Rajvasis. In the beginning of our Krishna consciousness, we are attracted to Krishna. And then once we advance, then we are equally attracted to residents of Vrindavan, all the residents of Vrindavan. And once we develop that, once we go to the advanced stages of bhakti, then the residents of Vrindavan become equally important or sometimes even more important than Krishna, because we understand that only through residents of Vrindavan can I approach Krishna. So here we see Brahma is at that level of devotion, and he is telling how fortunate are these um, elderly ladies and these cows whose milk you have drunk to your full satisfaction. And and how fortunate is Nanda Baba, Nanda Maharaj. I mean, this is Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is acting like the son of Nanda Baba. How fortunate is Nanda Baba, the cowherd man, and the friends and everybody, the trees, and everybody in Vrindavan, that Krishna is happily playing with them. There is no limit to their good fortune because the absolute truth has become their friend. So he is developing appreciation that how greatly fortunate are these friends that they're playing with Krishna. How much austerities and devotional service for millions of years they must have performed to come to the position of playing with the absolute truth, and absolute truth does not reveal himself as the absolute truth. He's just like a 6-year-old boy eating yogurt rice and plays the flute and wears a sporty turban, colorful turban with decorated with flowers, and wears a flower garland, and wears dhoti and with a stick in his hand. He runs on the ground, herding, pasturing the cows, and goes to Vrindavan and plays with the gopis and do so many sweet things. How fortunate are these? So some appreciation Brahmaji developed. So Brahmaji first he prayed that, my Lord, even if whichever birth I may take in my next life, please let me be engaged in your devotional service. I am okay even if it is an animal birth. Now, it's rare for animal birth to be engaged in devotional service, but there are exceptions. Like one of the exceptions is Maharaj Bharat, who became a deer. He was performing devotional service and he would go and hear Hari Katha in the forest and do lot of austerities. And Prabhupada many times says that in Vrindavan when lecture goes on, some monkeys come and silently sit and hear Katha, and some birds sit. So Prabhupada says that they were sages in the past life, but because they have committed some offense, they are in Vrindavan and they are participating in hearing Krishna Katha now, and yeah, enjoying the sweet nectarian atmosphere of Vraja. So Brahmaji kind of takes some more guts. First he said, whichever birth I may be in, let me engage in devotional service. And then he went to one more level and he said, my Lord, but there can be a greatest possible good fortune. Anywhere I take birth, if I get devotional service, I'm okay with that. But I would really desire, my greatest possible good fortune would be to take my birth, whatever, to take any birth, whatever, in this forest of Gokul. So he says, anywhere I take birth, if I engage in devotional service, is great. But my greatest good fortune is if I can take birth in Vrindavan. If I can take birth, whatever birth you give me, cow, calf, tree, grass, a bird, cuckoo, peacock, you decide. Whatever birth, but somewhere in Gokul. And why I want to take birth in Gokul? He said, and have my head bathed with the dust falling from the lotus feet of any of its residents, so that my head may be bathed with the dust from the lotus feet of these residents. This much appreciation for Vrajvasis will give us pure bhakti. At one point of time, Krishna will actually give us that appreciation as we advance in our own Krishna consciousness. But we can see from Brahmaji's prayers that how advanced is our Brahmaji to be able to pray in such a way. Another person who developed such appreciation for Brajvasis is Uddhav. Uddhav went to Vrindavan thinking that I am the best devotee of Krishna. He went to Vrindavan, and when he saw the love of the young gopis for Krishna, how it was overflowing from their hearts, their love for Krishna, Uddhav thought like this is unheard of and this is impossible to understand. Uddhav was completely humbled. To such an extent, Uddhav prayed, let me become a Gurmalata, a blade of grass in Vrindavan, because these gopis would walk and they wanted to collect some flowers and some other paraphernalia to worship Krishna. So their dust will touch my head, and that would be my greatest fortune. So we see that when one really appreciates even great devotees of the Lord like Uddhav, who is the best devotee in Dwarka and Mathura, even that level of devotees are only aspiring for the dust of Brajvasis. And so before, Uddhav never desired, but when he actually realized the devotion of the gopis, he was Uddhav was overtaken, and then this prayer come. And we see the same prayer Brahmaji is also praying. So Brahmaji has attained that level of realizing Krishna's sweetness and Krishna's divinity. So he said, whatever birth you give me, have my head bathed by the dust falling from the lotus feet of any of its residents. Their entire life and soul is the Supreme Personality of Godhead Mukunda. Now, for us, we are trying to become Krishna conscious, and it's so difficult because we have so many distractions. Imagine about the love of the Gopas and the Gopis. How much love is flowing from their hearts. They cannot do anything but cry in separation from Krishna when Krishna goes to Mathura. Here, nothing happens. Heart doesn't move. Here, we just, when will I become a devotee? When will anarthas go down? There, they have no consideration because so much constant absorption. So, this these devotees of Vrajvasis, they can only give us Krishna. We cannot approach Krishna directly. When we go to the little more advanced books like Nectar of Devotion, we will see the importance of Brajvasis in their role if we want to attain Krishna Prema. In fact, it is said that we cannot get Krishna of Vrindavan, Krishna Prema, without the mercy of Brajvasis. So Brahmaji already has attained that stage. So he refines his prayer, and now Brahmaji becomes bewildered. And Brahmaji starts thinking, and he says, you have already arranged to give yourself to Putana. Now, she was a demon. Um, Let me read this and then I will explain. You have already arranged to give yourself to Putana and her family members in exchange for her disguising herself as a devotee. So, what is left for you to give to these devotees of Vrindavan, whose homes, wealth, bodies, children, and very lives and hearts are all dedicated to you? So, Brahmaji is bewildered, and Brahmaji is telling, see, Putana came. Putana wanted to feed you poison. She just fed you in the form of her milk, but it was actually she's feeding you poison, and you gave her Goloka. Brahmaji's prayer is, you give me whatever birth in Goloka so I can take the dust. And he's telling, but you have given that residence to Putana and also to Putana's family members. One of the family member is Aghasura. We saw Aghasura was a snake demon who rendered little service to Krishna's friends. They thought it's a playground, so they really enjoyed going inside the caves, which was the deadly, poisonous mouth of Aghasura. But they thought it's a nice cave, hot air is coming, it smells horrible though, but let's explore what's there. So they gave some pleasure. So because he gave some pleasure to Krishna's friends, he also went to Vaikuntha Lokas. So, for Brahmaji is bewildered. For no reason, you have given them Vaikuntha Lokas and Golok Vrindavan. How will you reciprocate with the Gopas and the Gopis, whose body, wealth, very life, children, um, with everything they have dedicated their life and soul to you? Everything is dedicated to you. How will you reciprocate with them? For example, like you cannot give them the same position because these are demons who came to kill you, but these are your pure devotees, life and soul dedicated, loving you. So you gave her this much position. What is left to give these Rajvasis? So Brahma is bewildered on the merciful nature of Krishna. There is another story that also come in Ramayana, where Vibhishan comes and Vibhishan surrenders, and Lord Ram asked everyone, should we accept Vibhishan in our camp? Sugriva said, and others said, no, my lord, we don't think we should accept Vibhishan. He is brother of Ravana. So, but then Lord Ram says, but since anybody, if he comes to surrender to me, I accept whoever they are. If they once say, my lord, I surrender to you, I accept. So if Vibhishan surrenders to me, I will give him, I will give him, I will make him the king of Lanka. And he did that. After Ravana died, Vibhishan was appointed as the next king of Lanka. So I will make him king of Lanka. And then Sugriva said, my lord, what if Ravana then comes and surrenders to you? Then Lord Ram said, well, if Ravana comes and surrender, I'll make him king of Ayodhya. And then Sugriva said, "My lord, what about Bharat, who is the current king of Ayodhya? If he surrenders to you, what is there to give him?" And Ram said, "Well, I will make him king of Vaikuntha, and I will become his own servant, his servant of Bharat." So the Lord promises anybody who surrenders unto him, the Lord gives them. And uh, so Brahma is like, how will you reciprocate with these Brajvasis when you gave Goloka and Vaikuntha to Putra and his family members? So bewilderment. So then Brahma saw some hope, that, and Brahma said, this is very important. Brahma says, "O Lord, even though you have killed many demons on the earth, such as Putana, Aghasura, nevertheless you gave them your own spiritual abode. So to them also you gave them spiritual word. I am also a demon. I am Brahma Rakshas from Satyaloka." So Brahma is telling that, okay, let's read the whole thing. "I am also a demon. I am Brahma Rakshas from Satyaloka, who has come to disturb you and your intimate friends and calves. Therefore, as you punish the other demons, you should also purify me with punishment." So Brahma ji said, okay, they were demons. You gave them Goloka. I am also a demon. I am not a demon from Earth planet, but I am a demon from Satyalok, which is Brahmalok. I am a demon from there. I did the same thing like these demons. They came to disturb you, um, and disturb your friends and cows and other residents. I have also done the same thing. I have come to disturb your pastimes and stole cowherd boys and cats. So I have done the same thing. So I am also a Rakshas, and my name is Brahma Rakshas, and I am from Satyaloka. But you have given them Goloka. Who came, though they disturb you, gave them Goloka. So, my lord, please, I am one of them. So, please show the similar mercy to me also. This reminds me of Jagai and Madhai. If you know the pastime of Jagai and Madhai, they both were drunkards and thieves and robbers and murderers, and they had done all kind of sinful activities. So when they hurted Nitai, Mahaprabhu came with and called out Chakra, and he was ready to cut off the um, 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 head of Jagai and Madhai. So Nitai said, "My lord, actually Jagai saved me. Madhai wanted to hit me again, but Jagai saved me." So Lord embraced Jagai, and Jagai got immediately pure love of Godhead. He started crying with goosebumps in his body. He is standing on end. He's chanting the name of Krishna. And Madhai was shocked. Madhai was, oh, what a transformation. And Madhai is still seeing the chakra in the hand of Lord Chaitanya, Sudarshan Chakra. It can be released any minute. So Madhai told Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, "My Lord, please hear my request. Whatever sinful activities Jagai has done, I have also done. I am a Rakshas, a demon just like him. Now you gave him Krishna Prema. Please give me Krishna Prema also." So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "All right, I cannot give you Krishna Prema because you have offended Nitai, who is my life and soul. Unless you beg forgiveness from Nitai, unless you receive the mercy of Nitai, I will not give you love of Godhead." So immediately Nitai picked him up. Immediately first Madhai fell down at the feet of Nitai and bathed the feet of Nitai with his tears. Then immediately Nitai picked up Madhai and embraced him. And he told Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, "My lord, if I have done any little service to you ever in eternity, please give all the benefit to Madhai and give him your own love." And Mahaprabhu became very pleased. And immediately Madhai also fell down crying with goosebumps chanting of Krishna. So Brahma is like comparing himself, calling him Brahma Rakshas from Satyalok. Please show your mercy to me also. Here is a beautiful song by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He says, "Gopinath, আমি কি দোষে দোষী, আসুরা সকালা পাইল চরানা, বিনোদা থাকিল বসি, Gopinath." So this is a song of Dainya. Dainya means utter humility, Actually, utter humility really helps us to take deep shelter of Krishna. Um, mm, and pride is just the opposite of dainya. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, in the mood of dainya, utter humility, he is telling, Ami to doshe doshi. I am very sinful, my dear Lord. He is pure devotee of Krishna. And that's because he this is his consciousness. That's why he is pure devotee of Krishna. Ami to doshe doshi. Asura Sakala Pailo Charana. All the Asuras, they attain your Charana. Asura Sakala means all the Asuras. Pailo Charana, they received your feet. Vinoda Thakilo Boshi. And Vinoda stayed here. He is referring to himself as, because he is Bhakti Vinod Thakur. So he is telling Vinoda Thakilo Boshi. Vinoda is sitting here only, and all the demons, they have attained your lotus feet. So please, so that's the mood our Brahmaji is also taking. My lord, Rakshas, Putana and his family members went back. I am also a Rakshas. Please give me the same destination. Um, Now Brahmaji continues his prayers, and very prayers with, now Brahmaji is kind of showing his um, sharing his compassion, Brahmaji's compassion, and to all the residents of this universe. Brahmaji is telling, my dear Lord Krishna, until people become your devotees, their material attachments and desires remain thieves. Their homes remain prisons, and their affectionate feeling for their family members remain foot shackles. So Brahmaji is like the topmost in Satyaloka, and he's seeing like millions of planets. One of them is Earth planet, their lower planetary system, their higher planetary system. Everywhere people are absorbed in material desires and absorbed in their own family activities, and they are not worshipping you. So, and then Brahmaji is telling that birth after birth, they are changing themselves into 8.4 million dresses. And this is going on forever. Sometime cat, sometime dog, sometime demigods, sometime a bird, and sometime a fish, and sometime a reptile, and sometime a plant and grass and trees. And this is going on forever. So Brahmaji is telling, until people become your devotees, until now, this cycle of birth and death is going on, and all of them are running behind some material desires. Everyone is busy. Just like Prabhupada used to say, you board a flight, you go up, and he says all these big buildings are looking like matchboxes. So now look at Brahmaji's vision. Brahmaji is very powerful. He's empowered by the Lord. He can also see past, present, future, and he's seeing who is going where, what decision is happening by Yamaraj, who is taking which birth in the next life. And for Brahmaji, these births are like a moment, because Brahmaji lives for 411 trillion 40 billion years. One breath of Brahma is few generations pass away. So this is like Brahmaji's duration and comparison to human being. Just like you see, I mean, we cannot see. Just like um, my spiritual master says, like, in summer, there are these flies that come. Their duration of the fly is just one night. In that one night they come, they enjoy, and they do many things. They have their families, and they do whatever they can, and then what happens, and the morning comes and the flies dies. So likewise, when Brahmaji is looking at all of us, Brahmaji is thinking, like, they are simply changing their dresses again and again and again. So he's telling their material attachments and desires remain thieves. Now, the commentary, why material desires are compared to thieves, because thieves, they take the most valuable thing from us. So these material desires, they take the bliss of the soul. The soul is, all of us are ever seeking pleasure, because it is the nature of the soul. Anand meo bhyasat. So we are constitutionally meant to derive bliss from devotion to Krishna. But these material desires, they take us away from Krishna. So they are like thieves. And something similar on similar line, we may discuss a book called Manasiksha. Manasiksha explains, he compares lust, anger, envy, and others to highway robbers. Similar line. They basically, when we act on those, they take all our wealth, and that wealth is the wealth of devotion, the wealth of inner satisfaction and bliss that arise from devotion, because they distract us from Krishna. So here Brahmaji is telling these material attachments and desires remain thieves. Their home remain prisons, prisons, and their affectionate feeling for their family members remain foot shackles. And we discuss more on that in the next slide. Something from Srila Prabhupada's purport there. Attachment, hatred, and other material emotions are great thieves because they steal the great treasure of pure bliss from the soul. One is attachment, and hatred also. Hatred. If we hate somebody now, again Krishna will leave us. Criticism, or yeah, hatred towards anyone and any other material emotions, they kind of take us away from Krishna. The mind becomes too absorbed either in attachment out of love or in hatred, because in such state of consciousness cannot really focus on Krishna. The mind, there are stages in the path of devotion, especially, I'm in the beginning stage myself, but in the beginning stages, the mind is constantly attracted to different forms of sense gratification. The forms keeps changing, but the principle of sense gratification remains. But when we come to the stage of nishtana, once anarthas are sufficiently reduced, then we can actually focus on Krishna throughout the day. And we can actually focus on Krishna when we chant the holy name. Krishna actually remains with us for most part. So that comes naturally by the process of devotional service. Otherwise, they constantly deviate our mind from Krishna, and when we cannot focus on Krishna, the devotional service becomes very difficult. But nonetheless, that is the means to become free from anarthas also. Depend how soon we become free from anarthas is based on how sincerely I practice my Krishna consciousness today and tomorrow. Now, their homes remains prisons. Why are homes compares to prisons? Now, something Prabhupada says, this is not for devotees, but this is for in common term, because devotees, they make their homes centered around Krishna, and both husband and wife, their goal is to serve Krishna. Their priority is to serve Krishna. But for others, this is for education. Prabhupada says the love of a woman at home and the talk of the children make one a secure prisoner. So, a a a, a household man, Prabhupada says the love of a woman and the talk of the children make one a secure prisoner. And this is seen when the household man is separated for 2 days from the woman and the children. He feels lot of separation from them, and that's a sign that he doesn't want to leave that situation. He wants to stay in that environment. So because he wants to stay and he's attached to material emotions and material comforts, he comes back based on his cumulative desires at the time of death. That's why it's called a prison. Prison means we are captured by these things, like a householder, and thus he cannot leave home. That's why it's very difficult for him to leave home. Such a person is termed in Vedic language a griha medhi, which means one whose center of attraction is home. So here Brahmaji compares seeing millions of people on this planet and unlimited planets, Brahmaji is telling that the home remains prisons, and the affection toward family members remain like foot shackles. When we go to prison house, our foot are bound, so they remain like foot shackles. Grihastha, now something for all of us. We want to be Grihastha. We don't want to become Grihameti. So something for us. Grihastha refers to one who lives with family, wife and children, but whose real purpose of living is to develop Krishna consciousness. If husband and wife together are trying to become Krishna conscious, if they are supporting each other to go forward and to go closer to Krishna, then we are living in a Grihastha ashram. One is therefore advised to become Grihastha and not a Grihamedhi. Um, if you read Shrimad Bhagavatam, you will hear a lot about it. And many things like this is like the purport was actually really very straightforward, but I have mellowed it down a lot just to make it presentable. And many things like this, you will see that nobody will speak to us, but unless you are reading yourself, it will be very difficult for you to get out of illusion, because the nature of this word and the potency of illusory energy, please do not underestimate it. This Bhagavatam breaks our faith on illusion, expose illusion to us. We need a higher help to help ourselves with our own mind, intellect, and thought process. And just by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we won't be able to help ourselves. We need a broader vision that comes through the medium of scriptures. Grihastha's concern is to get out of family life created by illusion. Now, this is something very kind of straightforward, very important. A Grihastha's concern is to get out of the family life created by illusion and enter into the real family life with Krishna. So, our goal is to get and enter into the real family life of Krishna. Why family life in this word is compared to illusion? Because the relationships are illusory. Why they are illusory? Because they are temporary. They are temporary. Just like um, um, the example given, if you are going by a train, so some members will come, they will sit next to you, and then the next station comes, you make relationship with them, you become friends, you give them some food, they give you some food, you buy something for them, you have some exchange of some common topics you discuss, and they become your fast friend. Then the next station come and they get off and they leave you, and probably they will never see you again. Likewise, based on karma, people come together, stay for some time and leave. Identifying ourselves with that temporary situation is illusion. Why? Because Jivara Sarup hoy, Krishna Nitya Das. Our only relationship is that we are part and parcel of Krishna, and we are all playing different roles, um, but we remain part and parcel of Krishna. Identifying ourselves with anybody other than Krishna, Krishna Mata, Krishna Pita, Krishna Pranadhan. Other than Krishna is my father, Krishna is my mother, Krishna is my life and soul. Um, you can sing, you can try to hear. Maybe sometime I can show you the song here. It's called uh, um, I think it's called Kevalashtakam or Madhurashtakam. Madhuram Madhurebhyopi Madhurebhyopi Mangalam. And then I don't remember third line, and then it's like Hare Nam, Hare Nam. Maybe I don't remember what it is called also. Hare Nam Eva Kevalam. Yeah, it's called Kevalya Ashtakam. Means every line end with Hare Nam Eva Kevalam. The name of Hari is the only means, and they are beautiful, beautiful. You read it. It's just out of the word song. It's called Kevala Ashtakam. There it glorifies that everything is you. You are friend, you are family, you are father, you are mother. The holy name of Sri Hari alone is everything. Every line, the holy name of Sri Hari alone. That's why it's called Keval. Hare Nam Eva Kevalam. So it's called Kevalashtakam. So our Grahasta's concern is to get out of the family life created by illusion and enter into real family life with Krishna, where the Griha Maria's business is to repeatedly chain himself to so-called family life in one life after another and perpetually remain in the darkness of Maya. Now, we may remain here and we may not take up Krishna consciousness seriously, but nobody will be at loss but ourselves. That's why um, um, Krishna says, one who does not take up spiritual life seriously and remains loose and weak, Krishna says he is his greatest enemy. So, if we do not take up Krishna consciousness seriously, we become our own greatest enemy. Why? What is the purpose of enemy? The purpose of enemy is to make us suffer. So, when we don't take up Krishna consciousness seriously, then we are creating a dark future of many many lifetimes ahead for ourselves, that's why we become our greatest enemy. And who is really the greatest enemy? The mind the mind because he becomes attached, he carries the aroma, and he becomes very absorbed in that beautiful aroma, and then he becomes lost, and then he takes us to next birth according to our aroma. That's why Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 6th chapter, he says, mind is our worst enemy and mind is our best friend. Because mind will take us to the greatest abysmal depth of darkness, and mind is the one who can take us to Golok Vrindavan. So Krishna says, mind must be used for self realization, and mind must not be used for sense gratification. So that role and responsibilities lies onto us. So the grahastha concern is to get out of family life created by illusion and enter the family life with Krishna. See, family life with Krishna is very sweet. This we will understand the more we hear about Krishna, about sweetness of family life with Krishna. What are family life with Krishna? We can become Krishna's friend and play with him and eat some yogurt rice with him and go and herd in the pastures and just flock around on the dust of Vrindavan with cows and calves and play many many games. We can become that, or we can become like parents of Krishna and treat him like our child and have regular interaction, and he will come and he may do many activities, and we are very strict about him, we complain about him to Mother Yashoda. So in that way we can take the role of elderly gopas and gopis, or we can become a lover of Krishna, just like a boy and a girl relationship. And um, that's the epitome of sweetness, relationship with Krishna. Now when we are there, the relationship we are in with Krishna, those relationships are eternal. That's why they are called real family life with Krishna. Prabhupada said the goal of everyone, whether grihastha, vanaprasth, brahmacharya, sannyas, is to enter the real family life of Krishna. In Goloka, there is no vanaprasthas, there are no brahmacharis, there are no sannyasis. They are all family life, but they are a real family life because you remain in that situation forever. You don't become old, people don't die and leave you, and there are no impure emotions, and there is lot of fun, and there are lot of pastimes, and there is lot of excitement. So by hearing Krishna Katha, we will develop an attraction towards real family life of Krishna. But some fools, they take their family life in this material world as something real, um, and then what happens? They remain for some time, that too in lot of misery and suffering, and then they continue next life never to meet again, and this continues. And there is death, and there is old age, and they get diseased. Sometimes cancer, sometimes diabetes, sometimes corona, and sometimes I don't know heart attack, and then there is all the Lord suffering, and it's just the nature of this material world is cruel, but because of the illusory energy of the Lord, feels very nice, wonderful, and cozy. But it's like the example given: Durga is stabbing her trishul into our heart, and we don't realize that. That is what she's doing. That's why this material world is compared to a prison house. But Prabhupada says it's a secure prison house. We don't want to get out from there, because Maya Devi, she creates a sense of illusory happiness. She said, stay here. And then lot she makes us suffer a lot, but then she gave little bit of happiness, material happiness, and we think that's okay, I can tolerate. That's all right. We cry also, we do many things, but we just somehow tolerate. But here is an opportunity to enter into the real family life of Krishna. Why not why not get there? So let's not become our own enemies. So what is real family life? It is the family life with Krishna. That is the real family life. This is Brahmaji's compassion. He is telling, just like now Brahma was bewildered by Krishna. So what to speak about others? Something Prabhupada says about prisoner. Prabhupada said a prisoner cannot freely change from one cell to another. If you are in a prison house, you cannot go from one cell to another. You are kind of bound up in that cell. In free life, one can go from one home to another. If you are free, you can go from wherever you want to go. Like Narad Muni keeps traveling. He is free. But in prison life, one cannot do that, but must stay in his cell. So we are bound to stay in these material bodies, and kind of attraction of Maya, she keeps us bound in this material world. Just like prison house, something more from Srila Prabhupada. Just like prison house is also government house. We, whom does go prison house belongs to? Belongs to government. Doesn't belong to you or me. Belongs to government. So prison house also a government house, but it is not as good as government house. But government house is like White House. So White House is government house. Prison house is also government house because it belongs to government, but they are not the same. Prison house we suffer. White House there is lot of opulence, or like Raj Sabha. So Prabhupada says the proprietor is the government for both. It is looked after by the government. You can call it government house, but government house is different. Raj Bhavan. Similarly, everything belongs to Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, just like prison houses also belongs to government, and Raj Bhavan also belongs to government. Likewise, Golok Vrindavan also belongs to Krishna, and this material world also belongs to Krishna. There is like a prison house. Golok Vrindavan is like a Raj Bhavan. So why do we want to prison? Why don't we try to get to the real family life with Krishna, which is Raj Bhavan? So now the question comes: do we know Krishna? So this is Brahmaji's beautiful prayer. Brahmaji is telling there are people who say, "I know everything about Krishna." Let them think that way. As far as I am concerned, I do not wish to speak very much about this matter. O my Lord, let me say this much. As far as your opulences are concerned, they are all beyond the reach of my mind, body, and words. Sometimes we go to give books, and then we tell people this is about Krishna, and they say, "Yeah, we know Krishna, we know Krishna." So here Brahmaji is telling, as Brahmaji is telling, some people say, "I know everything about Krishna." Let them think that way. Okay, let them think that way. As far as I am concerned, I do not wish to speak very much about this matter. He said, "Well, I won't say anything about them. If they think they know Krishna, all glories to them. No comments from my side. But my Lord, I can say little bit. I can say this much, that your personality is beyond the reach of my mind, body, and words. With my mind, I cannot understand you. With my words, I cannot understand you. With my body, I cannot understand you." And we saw Muryati Surya. Nobody can understand Krishna, because Krishna, Krishna cannot be understood by our effort. Krishna can be understood only when Krishna reveals to them. We depend upon Krishna's mercy to descend on us. And we saw Brahma was bewildered. Brahma thought Krishna is another cowherd boy. What does he think of himself? He can kill Aghasura? Let me test this boy. So Brahma said, well, people think they know about you. Let them think whatever they think. I, with my entire body, mind, words, I cannot understand your opulence. Because Krishna manifested into unlimited Narayan forms, they all converted into unlimited universes. And he is still holding yogurt rice and flute in his hand and looking at Brahma as if, who are you, four-handed creature? And what all are you speaking? He is looking, he said, my lord, I cannot understand you. Sorry. So, this is the question: do we understand Krishna? Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Vedaham samatitani vartamanani charjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu veda na kaschana. So Krishna says in 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, O Arjuna, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I know everything that has happened in the past, all that is happening in the present, and all things that are yet to come. I know all living entities, but me no one knows. माम तु वेद न कश्चन, चाहे आप वेद पढ़ो या जो करना है करो, न कश्चन, you cannot understand me. Krishna is telling, I know everything. I know all your past. I know what you're going through now. I know what is going to happen with you in the future. I know everything about all living entities. Bhavishyani, Vartamanani, and Samatitani. Samatitani, I know everything present. Vartamanani, I know everything in the past. And Bhavishyani, I know everything in the future. Mam tu Veda na kaschana. But I know all living entities, Bhutani, um, but me no one knows. No one can. And this is what Brahmaji is telling. Krishna himself telling to Arjuna, nobody can understand me. And then what does Krishna say in 15th chapter? Krishna says, one who understands me as Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is a knower of everything. And then he says, um, 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 Vedanta Krit Veda Videvacha. From all the Vedas, I am to be known. I am celebrated in Vedas and in this world as that Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he says, but no one knows me, no one understands me. And Brahma says, okay, I cannot understand. If somebody understands, my obeisance is to them. But I am not at that level. Now, this is the last prayer by Brahma, but there are something more also. Um, my dear Krishna, I now humbly request permission to leave. So Brahmaji said, after taking a very humble position, calling him a Rakshas, Brahma Rakshas, begging for his mercy to please give me the same mercy, begging him give me birth in Golok Vrindavan, and then um, submitting to him that how people are trapped by illusory energy and are bound in prison houses and are these material desires are acting their thieves. And then then giving his own understanding that with my entire body, mind, and words, I cannot understand you, you're beyond my reach. And then Brahma says, well, I don't know what else to say. Brahma says, well, let me say this last thing before I leave. And he says, actually, you are the knower and seers of all things. Brahma said, now this is my last thing. You know everything. You know everything. You are the Lord of the universe. And yet I offer this one universe to you. So Brahmaji is submitting now. Now, what is Brahmaji's possession? His possession is universe. What is our possession? We may have a small car, and we may have a small home, or we may have a small company. But what is Brahmaji's possession? His possession is, well, I only have this small universe. Now this is, difference of level of possession. So he's telling, I know you are the Lord of all the universes. Nothing belongs to me. Yet I offer whatever is in my hand. I offer this one universe to you because other universes doesn't belong to me. This is just one universe I'm taking care. It's yours, my Lord. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, on a similar line, something I like, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, um, um, I'm trying to remember. He says, मानस देहो गेहो जो कीछु मोर अर्पिला तुआ पदे नंद किशोर मानसा देहो गेहो my mind deho my body geho my home and my family and everything connected is geho manasa deho geho jo kichu more whatever is mine arpilu tuva pade e nanda kishore I offer it to you. And similar thing Brahmaji is telling, well, my lord, you are the lord of everything. You know everything. What can I say now? But I surrender this one universe at your lotus feet. This is my offering to you. O Supreme Personality of Godhead, as long as he says, now Brahmaji says, I promise you, my dear Lord, I promise you, as long as this universe exists, as long as the sun shines, I will offer my obeisances unto you. It's a strong prayer by Brahma. He said, as long as sun shines, as long as this universe exists, you are going to continuously receive my prayers. I am going to continuously offer my obeisances to you. This is my promise before I leave. And you know what happened? After taking such a humble position, offering the universe, making a lifelong long commitment that I am your servant, and taking a really, really humble position, when Brahmaji is about to leave, Krishna did not say anything. This is the position of Krishna. After really, when he bowed down, he touched his head and his nose to the floor, to the ground, with all four heads. Brahmaji never steps on earth because it is considered so low. And that same Brahma put his nose and head to the ground and touched the feet of Krishna and offered everything to Krishna. And he is telling, my Lord, please give me permission to leave. All Krishna did is a blink, means go away. That's all Krishna's reaction. There is no word spoken by Krishna there. So there are different interpretations by our different acharyas. Two interpretations I will share why Krishna did like that. One of the interpretation is because Brahma separated Krishna from his friends and cats. He stole them away. So Krishna every day come, and then Krishna plays with his friends and Krishna eats with his friends, and they crack jokes and they sometimes push flour into his mouth, and sometimes they say, let's go there, let's eat those fruits, let's kill that demon, let's do this, and let's play today there, let's explore that forest. So Krishna runs, and they have lot of Sakyaras, lot of friendly pastimes. Um, but then that pleasure is not there. There is no pleasure if you are with yourself. Just for example, I give an example. Um, if you go with your brother and sister, and if five friends join you and you are 7 8 people, then there is a different ball game altogether. You have so much fun with all together. But if you just go with your brother to the park and you play both of you together, you will feel like not so boring. That's why you see there are brothers and sisters at home, but when they go to others' home, they really enjoy. They just get along and they kind of take the word on their heads. And if there are 6 or 7, it's like a circus there. You just have to maintain the house. Otherwise, everything in the cupboard will be out on the floor. So they just really enjoy. So Krishna likewise just enjoys with his friends, but now he is going with himself. So there is no fun for Krishna now. So anybody who kind of takes Krishna away from his devotees, because Krishna is, he likes to perform pastimes through his Leela Shakti, and he just wants to enjoy. But Brahma disturbed him, so Krishna was not at all happy with him. So Brahma took a really humble position, and Krishna looked at him and he said, "Over, now you go." So this is Krishna's. Krishna is called Abhigya Swarat, means completely independent. Whether it is Brahma, Shiva, Indra, anybody, they are all dependent upon Krishna. Nobody. I mean, Krishna is independent. Krishna can deal with them whichever they like because he is independent. But if anybody else, like Indra, tried to make fun with Krishna, I mean, he tried to disturb Krishna by through thunderstorm. Krishna made it into a festival, Govardhan festival. They had loving exchanges under the Govardhan. So, Krishna happily spoke with Indra because Indra helped to bring all the Vrajvasis together with Krishna 7 days and 7 nights. So Krishna was really happy with all of them simultaneously. But Brahma separated them from his devotees. Another explanation is also given that Krishna was in a different mood. Krishna was in a mood of he's searching for his cowherd boy, cowherd friends, and cows, and he has yogurt rice in his hand, and he is having a flute in and a stick in another hand, and he is walking by, and this four-headed creature came, and he is speaking all these things, and then Krishna is very eager to go and join his friends because his friends are back now after 1 year. So Krishna is very eager to join and have some lunch with them 1 year over. So Krishna is waiting for him to quickly leave. So because he says, right, Brahma says, my sacrifices and this doesn't please you, but the milk you drank from these cowherd girls and these cows and your pastime with friends and Nand Baba, this is like they gave you so much bliss and satisfaction. What is our offering to you? So multiple reasons, but Brahma said, as long as sun shines, as long as this universe exists, I'm going to continuously offer my obeisances to you. Let people think they know you. I, with my entire mind, body's words, I cannot understand you. I can only offer this one universe to you at your lotus feet. Please accept. And Brahmaji left. And then what happens? Power of illusory energy. And then what happens? O king. Now, um, Sukadev Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj. There's a conversation going on between them. Sukadev Goswami is speaking about direct Krishna Katha. So Sukadev Goswami says, O king, to Parikshit Maharaj, although the boys had passed an entire year apart from the Lord of their very lives, they had been covered by the Lord Krishna's illusory potency and thus considered that year merely half a moment. So Sukadev Goswami tells Maharaj Parikshit that all these cowherd boys, they thought, now 1 year back, the calves strayed away. So they were concerned. They were taking their lunch. Krishna said, well, don't stop your eating. I will go and get the calves. Don't disturb your eating. So he disturbed his own lunch and he ran to search for the calves. And then he came back. Although 1 year passed and all these things happened, they were stolen. Nobody remembers anything. He came back, and the cowherd boys are thinking that just half a moment has passed and Krishna came back. So the pastime resumes. Internally, 1 year passed, but from the mental perspective of cowherd boys, Krishna just left to find the calves and he came back so quick. So cowherd boys don't remember anything. Now, um, um, what indeed is not forgotten by those. Now, let me read. Okay, let me read this first. The cowherd boyfriend said to Lord Krishna, "You have returned so quickly. We have not eaten even a morsel in your absence. Please come here and take your meal without distraction." So Krishna left to get the calves. He came back as if half a moment. And these cowherd boys are like, "Oh, you have returned so quickly." So um, it's like there is a family dinner, and the mother and the children and the husband, they need something. We need some more curd, and the mother said, "Well, I'll get it for you." So mother goes to the kitchen. She gets the curd, and everybody says, "Oh, you're back so quickly." And then she started serving. That's exactly what happened. Krishna left. Krishna went to see for calves and he immediately came back. And cowherd boys like, "Oh, you came back so quickly." But what had happened is The power of Lord's, here it's Yoga Maya potency, not Mahamaya potency, but still a illusory energy of the Lord's illusory energy. The cowherd boys do not remember anything that 1 year has passed and what all has happened. They just think Krishna quickly returned. The power of Krishna's illusory energy is just too powerful. She can do anything and we just have no idea. Right now, we have no idea. I mean, those who have not attained some realization, if Krishna is there, or if I have a relationship with Krishna, or what is my relationship with Krishna, just no idea. Covering of the illusory energy of the Lord. So here Sukadev Goswami says, what indeed is not forgotten by those whose minds are bewildered by Lord's illusory energy. So Sukadev Goswami continues that what is not forgotten by them. I mean, by the lost illusory energy, one can forget anything the illusory energy desires. By that power of Maya, the entire universe remains in perpetual bewilderment, and in this atmosphere of forgetfulness, no one can understand his own identity. In this last line again, careful hearing. In this atmosphere of forgetfulness, no one can understand his own identity. So we don't know who we are. And then we identify ourselves as an engineer, doctor, or as a spouse, as a husband, as a wife, as a mother, as a father, as a son, as. But no one can understand what is my identity. Who am I really? And Sanatan Goswami asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Ke ami? Who am I? Mahaprabhu says, Krishna Nityadas, you are eternal servant of Krishna. That's the swarup of all the jivas. So this is the power of Lord's illusory energy. And here is an example, the cowherd boys. They felt like just a moment back you left and you came back so quickly. We haven't eaten anything by that time. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes here that 1 year has passed and food is still the same fresh. The power of Lord's energy. 1 year has passed, but food is still as fresh as it was before. So, something Prabhupada says, he says, once we go back to spiritual world, our entire journey in material world is just like a bad dream. So once we go back to spiritual world, now right now we are in so much anxiety and so many lifetimes and 8.4 million species, and we have been going on and on and on and on and on. Once we go back to spiritual world, we may be sitting eating lunch with Krishna, and we feel like, oh, I just went for a second and I came back right away. So we resume our service right away. Just like these cowherd boys, they were serving Krishna by having lunch with him, and 1 year has passed and they were put into illusory energy of the Lord. And after 1 year, they are thinking they have been eating lunch all the time. They're not even thinking something happened to them, and they are thinking that Krishna left for a moment and came back. That's all. How you came back so quickly, Krishna? So that's what happens when we go there. We had a service, we fell down. It may take millions of years, lost illusion, but when we go back, we resume the service as if nothing happened. It's not that when we go back to spiritual world, we are born and we grow up and then there is any system, nothing. The Lord illusion is too powerful. We just feel like I have always been there and I'm back in my service. But just like a vague, Prabhupada says, it's just like a bad dream. We just feel like something happened. Something happened. Some not a good dream. But there is pure love for Krishna now. That's why we are here with Krishna. So, um, 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 okay. I would like to end here. And there is one more concept that maybe sometime in future I will cover. Um, are there any discussions?
One question. Krishna's such reaction, doesn't it like dishearten Brahma?
Okay. Prabhu, can you say it one more time? Some reaction to Brahma, you said?
Like Krishna's response to Brahma like that, just go away. doesn't it hurt Brahma?
Prabhu, देखो, Brahma actually has already taken a really humble position, and he has understood Krishna's divinity. In that situation, there is no kind of expectation. And when he is going back now, he's still in a repentant mood, what I have done with Krishna, and he is still praying to Krishna because um, there is a different kind of realization. That's
Oh,
my understanding, Prabhu.
okay, okay. Thank
Okay, thank you. More discussions. Okay. Well, very grateful to all of you. Thank you all so much. And next week, I don't know what we'll do. Probably I'm thinking of how Maharaj Parikshit received the age of Kali, but it may be something else also. Some story from Shrimad Bhagavatam with lessons. Vancha kalpa tarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, शिल प्रभुपाद की जय. थैंक यू वेरी मच. दंडवत प्रणाम. हरे कृष्णा.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna Prabhu.
दंडवत प्रणाम. प्रभु जी माता जी. हरे कृष्ण.